So I became a groomsman for the first time, which in case you don't know is in a wedding, the closest people to the ones getting married. And today I wanted to go over a story time of this whole experience because it's basically what I've been doing for the last 9 days. I have not been home. Even though I posted yesterday, that was something that my editor was working on. So this is literally my first time back on Minecraft in 9 days. And this is what I've been up to. So basically, I'm close friends with these YouTubers slash like family friends, right? And they actually invite myself and my girlfriend to their wedding, which was all the way across the United States for us. 7-hour plane ride. And my girlfriend also happens to be best friends with the bride, and I'm pretty close friends with the groom, the two people getting married. So bought the tickets months ago, bought the car, rental car, and even had to get a place at a hotel for a few nights just to stay at. But luckily, we didn't have to stay at the hotel the whole time because the people getting married actually luckily had family who owned a house out there. So they just let us all stay in it. Okay, I just got cooked. Also, I'm just going to be playing all these game modes just to practice while I go over story time. So we move into the Airbnb. We, well, first of all, before we even get to the B&B, we explore the state, which I'm not going to say where it is, just not get doxxed. But after I get the rental car and arrive from the airport, we just explored part of the city because we had never been, my girlfriend and we've never been to the city together. And I only been to the city one time before when I was like 4 years old. And actually, I just realized I'm going to have to dox the state anyways because I talk about where we went, aka Universal and Disney. Which the only other place that could be is California, but it was not that one. So if you live in the US, it's the other one that has those two amusement parks. We'll get to that later though in the story, trust me. But for the start of our trip, we're kind of just getting settled in, learning how to use the rental car, learning how to get to our actual place. And by the night of the first day, we meet up with the people getting married to hang out at their apartment, which we'd never been to. It was our first time visiting them at their home, basically. And we stay over there for a bit, playing games, just catching up because we hadn't seen each other in basically a year. If you guys have online friends and you only see them a couple times a year, you can relate to this. But after that, we went back to our hotel for the first night because the parents of the people getting married were not in the state yet. So basically, we couldn't stay in the house yet. We just got our own hotel. And the hotel was pretty good. It was like a Best Western, which if y'all have ever stayed there, let me know how that experience went for you. We liked our experience. They had a pool and like free breakfast, so we liked that. But anyways, the second day of our trip comes around, and I don't remember exactly day for day what happened because it was such a long trip, and it was also like a week ago at least. But I know the general gist still. Okay, and I just died. And the second day we're here in the state, we actually visited one of my online friends who is not related to the people getting married, but also happened to live in that state, so I was like, let's go visit. We did that for pretty much the whole day. Why does this guy have a shield, bro? What the heck? This is Crystal. Get that out of here. That's Anchor. So I got to meet up with my online friend that I hadn't seen in probably 3 years. That was cool. That basically took the whole day. This was kind of a more slower day because nobody was really here yet except the people getting married. Their family wasn't here. So yeah, the beginning of the trip was it's pretty simple. Nothing big happening. But then by like day 3 or 4, the family arrives, right? They fly in and we basically get to visit the actual Airbnb house that they own since they're now here and they can open the house for us. Why is this guy just flying around? What is going on? That's just fine with me. It makes story time easier. Uh-oh, that was not good. Hold up. But we check out the main house. I've get to meet a lot of the family members that I had never met before, which was really nice because we're really close friends with these people getting married. So, you know, their family should be nice as well. There we go. And, bro, I just messed up my anchor twice. I could have beat him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's not good. Yo, chill. We do not want to be in there. Okay, but yeah, by like the night of day 3 or 4, we are pretty established with the family. We also go to a springs for one of these days, which if you don't know what that is, it's like a river basically where the water comes out of the earth. And we actually got to swim with the manatees, like so close that they came up and touched us, which is illegal, by the way. You can't touch them normally, but we couldn't even avoid them. Like we could not swim fast enough. They were trying to touch us, to be fair. Okay, let's try to lock in here. Come on. The heck? Oh, never mind. We're not locked in. Let's get out of this hole. But yeah, the springs was really cool. We got to go swimming. It started raining a bunch there too. So it was like cinematic swimming in this river with manatees while it's raining. Definitely try that if you haven't before, guys. But yeah, that day was over. We got to eat dinner with the fam at the house. And the trip was starting to come together. And the wedding was like 2 days away, I think. So the day after the springs, we visit a place called Epcot, which some of you may know as Disney World in Florida. And I'd never been here before, so it was an interesting experience. We got the Premier Pass tickets, which is like the most expensive one so we could not have to wait in the lines, which would, you know, it was probably worth it. But Epcot was cool. They have some roller coasters, some places. The big thing with Epcot, if you've never been, is that a bunch of the areas are based off places around the world, like different countries. So it's kind of cool to see different cultures, eat the kinds of foods they have, and stuff like that. So if you've never been to Epcot, I would recommend going at least once. It was a pretty fun experience. Yo, I need to break this guy's shield. What the heck? Okay, let's put that in our hotbar and then actually use it. There we go. I broke a shield. Now he can't block. Let's go. That was easy. Once I broke the shield. Okay, let's go back to sword game mode. But yeah, we did Epcot for the whole day. Got to ride the roller coasters. My favorite one was the Guardians of the Galaxy one. If you guys have ever gone on that, let me know what you thought of it. It was like insane. Like if you've ever been to Disneyland in California and been on Space Mountain, which I love, it was like that, but even cooler. So that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, we literally were at Epcot the entire day, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I think. And after that, we got dinner at some, I think, Indian place, which was really good. I forgot the name of it, but oh my good combo, bro. Chill. Can I beat this guy still? Hold up. Let's focus. I'm just yapping. Oh my gosh. Nope. We gotta lock in. Hold up. Why is he good though? Come on. Oh, half a heart. That was close. We have one more round though. But yeah, after dinner, my friends and I split off from the family. So it was just my girlfriend and I, and then the people getting married. We went to this frozen yogurt place for dessert. Pretty good. I literally don't remember the name of it because I'm not from Florida, so they have like different restaurant names than I'm used to. But anyways, we go back to the house, stay at the Airbnb, which is the family house, and the next day rolls around, which is one day before the wedding, I believe. I might be missing a day, but I mean, who cares if it's one day? I don't remember the whole trip. And this day before the wedding was the big day to prepare for the wedding, because there was still a lot to set up for. Can I win this? Oh, half a heart. That was so close. Okay, let's see if we can win this last one. But we had to set up a lot of stuff for the wedding, including getting our suits. I had to get a custom-made suit, which I'll put on screen to show you what it looks like. That thing was like very expensive, I will say. I should have just bought it, but I just rented it. And I got the suits for all the other groomsmen because there's like 5 usually groomsmen at least in a party. So we had to get all those suits for people. Why is this guy comboing me still? And yeah, after that, we had to set up the venue for the party because after the wedding, which was at their house outside in the field, we had to actually set up the after party, which was a place they rented out where you could dance and stuff. And that took a long time. Like I stayed up till midnight. Oh my gosh. Wait, that was really close. I stayed up till midnight this day setting up the party. It was like 3 hours of setup, and some people were there longer than myself. So I did the least amount of work for that part. But you know, around midnight of that night, we finished, and the groom was actually the one helping me here. So you would think he's trying to get sleep for his big day the next day, but nah, he was working till midnight trying to set up everything perfect. And I think it paid off because the wedding the next day, I'll just say it was really good at the venue. We'll get to that part in the next day. But we go to sleep. Now it's the big day for the wedding, right? I think this is like day 5 or 6 into the trip. Oh my gosh. I basically won with that with full HP. But it's wedding day now. And we wake up really early to get pictures. By the way, since I'm a groomsman, we had like camera crew following us like paparazzi the whole day because they hired them to make a video for them. So there was people interviewing us with cameras to make like a video afterwards, taking pictures of all us, getting tough shots, and it kind of just felt like I was a celebrity for a week. But then after the morning pictures, we actually came to the wedding, the big event of this whole trip. Even though we had a lot of other things like Epcot and then Universal, which I'll talk about later, the wedding was the main point of this trip. And it finally happened around 3 or 4 p.m. I think. Luckily it was very sunny, which people were worried about that because it was raining hard the day before, like so bad I didn't even want to drive in the rain because it was dangerous. So luckily there was no rain. The sun was out for the wedding. I think it did rain later that night, but it was a good timing for the wedding part. So the wedding goes good, lasts about an hour or two. They get married, yay, let's go. Then it's time for the after party. Around, oh my gosh, I messed up. But around an hour after the wedding, everyone relocates to the venue, which is where the dance floor is, where all the food vendors are, people that bring you the food. And just imagine a room with like 100 chairs and a bunch of food and a dance floor. That's the situation going on here. And we actually got 3 DJs hired because the guy getting married, his job is a DJ. So he has a lot of DJ friends, people that, run the sound system and do announcements for events. We had 3 DJs because after we all ate dinner and had like speeches from people, there was something called a silent disco, which I had never done before, but it was actually really cool. You picked up headphones and could switch between 3 channels based on what genre you want to listen to. They had like 80s music, they had Latin music, and then they had EDM, which was my personal favorite. I think most people were listening to the EDM because a lot of people were on the younger side. But we got to try all 3 channels at some point, try out the different DJs' music taste, and that was a really cool experience. So definitely recommend trying out a silent disco if you've never done that before. And the groom of the wedding wedding, actually started DJing at one point just because that's his passion. Why not do it on his wedding day? So yeah, the after party was really cool. And this is the after party. There was also an after party. Yo, that was so close. There's an after party after the venue at the apartment of the people getting married. And we literally got there at like 9 p.m. I think, and stayed up until 4 a.m. playing games like Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros, Jackbox, stuff like that. It was basically like a big sleepover. But yeah, we really got the most out of the wedding day. Basically, we're up the entire day from the morning till 4 a.m., which comes to the next day, which is the day everyone was leaving, right? We had to set down the, or clean up all the venue, clean up the house because there's a lot of boxes and stuff all over. So the day after the wedding was basically clean up and saying goodbye to family and stuff. Not much happened that day, and I think there's like 2 days left on the trip after this point. Oh, half a heart. Let's go. But that day flies by. Nothing big happens. And then we have a free day before our next big event, which is Universal, aka the last day of the trip. So we have this free day, right? And on this free day, we go with the bride, the person who just got married, the girl, my girlfriend and I go to a like sauna spa type thing, which I'd never been to in my life. And we chose this option where you get to jump in a cold pool, like a freezing pool actually, into a sauna and do that back and forth, which is supposed to de-stress your muscles. I really liked it. So I don't know what it was called, like a thermo cycle pool, something like that. Cool experience, but that's how we spent most of the free day, also just cleaning up stuff. But then the final day came, which was Universal, which was only a couple days ago from now. And I actually got us hooked up with 4 free tickets to my friend. The friend we met up earlier on day 2, by the way. He got us 4 free tickets for my girlfriend and I, and then the groom and bride. So we basically got a full day of Universal Studios Crazy Amusement Park for a full day. And we used those tickets to the max. We got there at like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. and stayed till literally 9 p.m. when they closed. Because if I'm already there for the last day, you know, I'm going to make it the most I can out of the trip. Why can't I not hit this guy? Can I get a screeny? Okay, yeah, let's take a screenshot. But I would say my favorite ride from Universal, we rode like all the big ones. My favorite one was the Velocicoaster because it was just so fast and had a bunch of loops. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Guys, if you've ever been to Universal in Florida, comment what your favorite ride is. But that takes us to the end of the day. We get dinner at this nice Italian place. Okay, I almost died. And we basically get home at like midnight because of all that. And by the way, our flight is the next day at 3 a.m. So we have 3 hours to pack, kind of take a nap maybe, and also drive to the airport, which is like an hour away. Basically, we could not sleep at all. Yo, that was close. Almost died. Come on, come on. Oh, shoot. This is close. Chill. I'm dead. Why did I go in the hole? So yeah, we hurry to pack up, we get like an hour sleep, and then we basically just have to drive to the airport, drop off the rental car at 3 a.m. and then get through TSA, and the rest is history. We sleep on the plane, and the commute home was like a whole day because it was 2 legs, and we had to sit at the airport, yada yada. Basically, we got home a day later, and that was the whole 9-day trip. So yeah, that was just me yapping about what I've been for the past week. Hope y'all enjoyed, subscribe, and goodbye.